I have started.
We're in the Mafaus, not Mafaus, shit. We're in Miranda's set, and she greets us. Welcome back to our offbeat melody. When last we left our heroes, they were still investigating various leads on the mysterious being infecting depictions of the Son of God. How sacrilegious! A twist was thrown into our plot when Hal's mother returned for the art fair, and an ill-timed witching hour has left our heroes with some serious explaining to do. And with that short monologue, we are cutting directly to where we left off. You guys just killed a giant driftwood Jesus. Hooray! Julie's face was ripped open. Oh no! Hal healed her. Hooray! She's gonna have body issues. Oh no! But you guys saved the day. Hooray! The witching hour's still on. Oh no! But you're fine. Hooray! Hal's mom is at the door and she just sees you with a giant dead Jesus and a snake man in a robot suit. And also some of you are monstered up, probably. So...
I don't think it was monstered up. I think my eyes went snaky, but
Celia bit Jesus's head off, so she has to be at least a little monstered up.
You're right.
And in Bewitched Melody, Kaiko is just perpetually on fire.
And Isaac's now got spider webs on him.
Right. Zoe's actually one of the less weird ones right now. She just fucking dove behind the bush.
Kaiko's on.
And what was she making? Grilled cheese? She was grilling you with cheese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
All right, so Miriam is in the door, plates of grilled cheese, looking as a person would look if they found this, not expecting to find this.
We killed Jesus.
I see that.
Hi,
You
Mom.
know, when the Pope said my existence would destroy God, I did not know this was what he meant.
Sure you don't got any splinters in your gums.
There's an explanation for this, but you know,
Miriam turns around and walks into the house.
yeah, that's the best reaction she could have had.
Mm-hmm.
Kaiko's
So
I mean,
do we want to explain in song form?
Yes.
I need to remind you that Kaiko was on fire, so...
Zoe pops her head out from behind the bush. That went well, I think.
No,
I mean, she's active during the witching hour, so... I mean, this is probably not the first weird thing she's seen. I mean, she's lived here in Melody her whole life, right?
yeah.
Hey,
In the woods. Or on the edge of the woods. Yeah, this tracks.
And Mothman is literally...
your neighbor. How has your mom used this ship?
I mean, it's not something you just bring up in casual conversation, but she's in the witching hour. She must have.
Mm. Also, she's probably had run-ins with that dastardly cat man.
Zoe sinks back behind the bush.
Oh wow! Suddenly that shotgun, even though she doesn't like guns, makes a lot of sense.
Holy shit.
Well, it probably
Oh,
also
this-
helps to keep perverts away.
You mean,
One of those
guys-
bears.
We should probably check on her.
Yeah.
Probably.
yeah, Hal.
Yeah. You all
I'll
just want
stay
to
with Julie.
stay out here with jewelry. She just, she's still probably hurt. I will be back.
Yes, let me come with you, Hal. I have a very delicate touch when explaining these things.
Do you?
Isaac actually laughs. But here, Julie, take this, and Isaac literally gives her a painkiller.
Okay, so you hand her.
Even though that's, yeah, and
Julie is
I
completely
don't
catatonic.
oh boy,
Like clearly not from like a physical duress thing because Hal healed her pretty fucking good, all things considered. But from a psychological standpoint, like her fucking pupils are dilated and she is like stock still on the ground, fetal position.
Celia
Oh
scoops
boy,
her
hey,
up.
Keiko. Yeah, Celia
Uh,
needs some help.
okay.
She's in shock.
Hal has gone into the house at this point, so
Okay. Hal, your mom is at the dining room table. She put the grilled cheese sandwich plates on there, and she's sitting there, her forehead resting in her right hand as she like just stares into the wall, with the expression of, say, like a mom who just found out her kid got into a drunk driving accident. You know,
Oh no.
just oh god, how do I deal with this look from a parent who now has to have a very uncomfortable talk with their child.
Ma?
Hey, Hal.
Would it help if I tell you that it's like they're the best people I've ever met?
Why don't you have a seat, kid?
There's the look of somebody who's just run into a plate glass window and is surprised that the glass was there. Okay.
Drake casually reaches over to the table and takes a sandwich.
So, I guess now is when I ask what you've been up to this summer while I've been gone.
Yeah, yes. Been preventing the town from being eaten by the supernatural and YouTubers.
I can kind of understand the last one, but why are you getting involved with the supernatural, Hal?
It was mostly an accident.
It really was.
Can you run me through what's happened while I've been gone? Just help me understand.
Okay, let me start from the beginning when, honestly, it all started with the YouTuber, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, so... And then he gives her, like, a summary...
understand the YouTube thing.
A summary of what exactly all has happened from that point. Like, he's very honest about what he's saying, and, you know, it's coming from his point of view, but so some of the feelings of the other people might not be coming through clearly. But he's giving her a rundown of what has been going on.
And she listens. She occasionally asks questions, but she, for the most part, listens, and she listens very openly. And she nods with your justifications and of your actions and your reasoning. And it's very clear she's not angry at you. But the further your story goes on, the more you see that paternal worry, because no matter how much she can acknowledge that you are an adult, to her, you are always her child. And this is her child saying, I've been getting into fights with human-killing abominations.
And also aliens that weren't abominations but wanted to take my brain out. So, he's gonna gloss over a few parts so she doesn't...
So your mom takes it all in. She sits for a moment, purses her lips, just sort of thinks it over, and she's like, I'm gonna have words for that, Oren Magoria. I am gonna have words with that man.
To be fair, Oren didn't want us involved at all.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Hal's gonna say no, he tried to tell us no, but
I think if you guys remember, Oren was pretty supportive from the start.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
He just
Yeah. Oh, Oren has cautioned you. But when you guys were like, we're gonna go look at some monsters, he's like, heck yeah, I'll give you some funding. It's all the other adults who have helped you on your adventures who've warned you off of it. Oren has been nothing but supportive, other than occasionally saying, that thing's really hardcore, be careful or avoid it if possible.
I think the only thing he was cagey about was anything involving the Greys, but that's understandable.
The Greys and Septet, like he was very cautious about Septet.
I understand that you're upset, and I know I think I know why, but
Elvis,
just don't break his nose. I mean, you did that last time.
I'm not that upset, but and for the record, I think you've done like you always have. You've done the right thing. I'm really glad that you took in that girl. I'm glad you've stood by your friend Kaiko after all she's gone through. And I'm glad that you're helping people. You're doing what I raised you to do and to be. You're
when she says that Hal is like she's glad that he's been doing this, he kind of looks confused and he goes, "But isn't that what you're supposed to do? Why would anybody do anything else?"
this.
Oh, puppy.
Oh.
This isn't. I'm not. I'm mad at myself because I should have moved us away when you were abducted as a kid, and
Face goes white.
and I didn't.
Oh.
Because I thought that was the end of it. Once I got you back, I thought that was the end of it, and now it's coming back for you, and I should have moved you away.
Doctor.
He kind of like looks
How
awkward, and he goes, I don't think that's actually the supernatural that did that part of it.
Don't tell me why.
That was unfortunately actual people.
After a point in this town, the line between supernatural and the natural begins to blur.
Mm-hmm.
Hal, I need to have a lie down for a second. We'll talk some more later.
Okay.
And she stands up and she just walks silently to her bedroom.
Went well.
At that point, Celia sticks her head in the kitchen door. Hey, sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but I really need to wash the taste of driftwood out of my mouth. And she grabs a sandwich and steps back outside.
It's cold.
Still better than driftwood.
And
Debatably.
I mean, it's got to be better than the taste of Jesus.
Depends on what artwork of Jesus, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Un-Jesus driftwood doesn't taste half bad. But Jesus driftwood? Oh.
Annie. Julie's still catatonic and... Oh, Hal's mom can see that my face is on. Oh. Oh.
Your
She-
mom is here.
Hey, Kaiko, can you hold still for a second? And Celia holds the half-eaten grilled cheese out in front of Kaiko's face.
I don't think that works that way.
DT, does it?
I don't think so.
I think it just. It doesn't give off heat. It's just
Yeah, it's magic fire. It's ghost fire.
Lazy fire.
I'm not gonna make it so that Kaiko has to watch out to keep from accidentally burning things whenever she moves and when it's bewitched. That's a little excessively cruel for this stage in the game.
Wait, this stage?
What?
I mean,
Oh.
Celia, the stove still works. You can just heat it back up.
You done there?
Yeah, mom's gonna go probably lie down face down on her bed and scream for a bit. She'll be fine.
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
Oh,
He turns to Kaiko and he's like, she also doesn't care that you're on fire. She's just glad that you're all right and we're still friends. And she's also, I'm pretty sure she's also going to try to run Oren Megoria over with the car.
But he pays me.
I know, that's why I told her not to get that mad.
It's not my friend. It's my paycheck.
hey, Kaiko, it's okay. Even if he's in the hospital, you'll still get paid for your work you're doing. It's fine.
Also, that was a joke on Kaiko's part.
Yes.
She's not.
But
She's taking this a lot better than I thought she would. And I'm pretty sure that some of the things she said, she's actually noticed this shit before. So that's that. Do we need to take Julie to the hospital?
I mean, the hospital is probably a danger zone right now. Oh yeah, I needed to talk to you all about that. But also, you've done pretty much all you can to fix her up already.
I don't think she's gonna need a hospital. I think she's gonna need a therapist for 20.
Yeah.
I wonder if Softball Sam has a therapy degree.
Julie is sitting catatonic on a couch. Monosyllabic Chuck is sitting next to her, watching her attentively on a nearby chair. And Julie is motionless up until she suddenly twitches, and then doubles over and vomits up a hot steam of black oil and needles onto the carpet.
Oh God.
I'm not cleaning that up.
Zoe is outside.
Yeah, Isaac will go help her try to clean that up. It's like, how do you clean up
Julie's
oil
right
and
arm
needles?
just sort of flops down, and the needle fingers start pulling the needles into like the stump. Or rather, where the
Okay.
needle arm connects to the stump.
Yeah, it's like retaking those. This is a bad idea, but Isaac's gonna try to take one away.
Some of the fingers rear back like vipers and lash out at you when you reach for some of the needles. They don't hit, but they're striking at you like snakes.
Okay, fine. So
Collects all the needles up into the stump. The black oil's still on the carpet.
yeah, those will probably need to be paper toweled up. But so when I was at the hospital, I went and saw the 3 victims. It's gotten worse. Abe's stabilized for now. I think he still has a chance to recover if we move fast enough. But besides the one that escaped, the one that was still there was taunting me. So this entity knows we're onto it.
Well, I don't know if I told everyone, but I may have invoked a nuclear.
What?
Well, you know how Cliff Howard wanted to trash our town?
Yeah.
You didn't.
What? Well, we have to stop this pandemic from spreading, right? And stop the art fair in its tracks. Well, what better way to trash our town than to stop the art fair and stop what everyone's building?
I mean, if they could cause enough havoc to delay the art fair, that would buy us time.
I've seen his online fandom. It is the most toxic thing I've ever seen.
Let's put it this way: his fandom is very much provoked.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't take much.
It keeps coming back to the fucking YouTubers, and I tried to explain this to Ma, but she didn't understand how the YouTubers were worse than the fucking aliens or the goddamn Bigfoot. But you know,
It's because they're a human threat.
Upside, the funny thing is, Cliff Howard doesn't suspect our little group at all.
I guess that's
Speaking of
good.
fandom,
Oh, we should probably warn Daisy and Cabbage.
Yeah.
Wait, I already did. Cabbage, thankfully,
Okay,
is filling in as the new ranger up north. So
Good. I was worried about him.
TT.
Yeah.
Well, this is going on inside. I would like to investigate the Jesus.
The Driftwood Jesus? Yeah, go ahead.
All right, that's
So what exactly are you rolling?
investigate a mystery. Sure.
Okay.
Which I have a +1 because of my my shapeshifting.
Nice.
That I got a 10.
All right, so you get to ask 2 questions. And it can be any of the following. What happened here? What sort of creature is this? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
2 questions.
You can ask 2 of those questions.
What is being concealed here?
Hmm. So this statue of Jesus, unlike the ones the artworks you've come across so far, is old. It's at least a few years old, judging by the level of rot that it stayed in the lake. Which, if it is connected to the other things here, means that someone has been playing the long game with this particular scheme.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, what was it trying to do? I'm pretty sure it was trying to kill us, but that's a very specific question.
You remember it talking about not being found worthy, not being chosen? If you want to speculate, this creature was lashing out because it was deemed a failure by whoever gave it life.
So someone built it, didn't like how it turned out, and tossed it in the lake.
Mm-hmm. This one was pissed off that it was not appraised to be worthy of whatever the goal of the scheme is.
By the thing that wants to become.
Not
Or
wrong
us
to
to
infer.
become.
Yes.
Oh god. But it came here. Is it just because we're close to the lake? I don't think. Are we close? No, we're not close to the lake.
You're in the wilderness.
I guess
There's
I
a
could have
I
been
just
different.
thought you wouldn't be. I can't say
There's a
anything.
good chance this thing has been prowling along for a very long time.
Mhm.
Oh.
and was probably drawn to the smell of gay frogs.
Is there like an artist signature on here?
None that you could find because it is incredibly rotten.
Okay.
It's not just like, I'm gonna, like, your character wouldn't know this because she hasn't been around that long. But the Driftwood Jesus was a sculpture in a few years ago back in the art fair. And this is that. It is that Driftwood Jesus. but it whatever happened to it since, it has rotten to the point. I mean, it was already made of some partially rotted, wet wood, and now it's rotted significantly more so to the point where it's hard to recognize it as its former self.
It's probably only moving because it's supernatural.
Yes.
Okay. Zoe's out there investigating that. Oh, fuck. She looks around, notices nobody's out here anymore. Then kind of takes a glance around into the woods. Does anything look like watching from the woods?
That's an interesting question. I think to answer it, you would have to roll
A read a bad situation.
a read a bad situation.
Zoe always ends up off on her own. How do we
No,
let this
you
happen?
guys left me.
That's why
You
it's
guys
great.
left me.
No, you
This
jumped into a bush.
Yeah, I didn't go anywhere. You were all out here.
Don't
Well,
deny.
no, actually-
Hey, don't deny that you go off on your own a lot. You're a meddling kid. It's your job, and
I know,
also
I know.
it facilitates Monster of the Week.
Yeah,
I gotta
it's
split you
almost
guys
like
up. It's part of how the game works.
I'm just admiring how it happens so naturally with Zoe.
I got a 9.
You got a 9.
That's a
Awesome.
partial success.
You have a hold of 1. You get to ask one of the following questions. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers you haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to you? What's the best way to protect victims?
Is there anything I haven't noticed?
Are there any dangers you haven't noticed?
Yes.
All right. You glance about, and at first it all seems like fairly normal woods, much like it is outside of the witching hour. Until you notice in the gloom, deep in the woods, but close enough for you to be able to make it out, but not so close that you can see clear details because woods do cast shadows. There is a lanky humanoid figure walking about.
Oh, General. Go get the others. Somebody.
Is it faceless?
No. Quietly. There's something out there.
Monosyllabic Chuck walks out of the house. Bird a cat.
Duck. Shh. Here. She motions him to come closer, but quietly.
Yeah.
She points at the figure walking through the woods. You see that?
Yep.
What is that?
Some sort of hairless ape.
Some kind of what?
Hairless ape. That's my guess.
I mean, in a witching hour?
You realize
So
what's in this house, right?
Yeah, but we're not in the woods. We're
But
staying out
featherless
there.
biped.
You are, though.
Okay, Chuck.
You the only one who's allowed in the woods?
No.
Also remember, Zoe, you came in. Remember, old Buddy Bones. You actually came across him. So
I
Oh,
did.
bloody eyes.
That's why I'm freaked out.
Zoe, do you want a sandwich?
be right back.
Hello, Drake. Hey, Drake, want to go on an adventure?
Might as well. Some adult has to watch you. Might as well be me.
Chuck's right here.
Might as well have 2 adults watching you.
What's
Oh my
an
God.
adult?
My point exactly.
Okay, let's go see what that is. Okay. I've got a weird feeling about that thing, and I've got stuff to tell you guys on the way.
All right. Chuck
Okay.
unholds his Gatling gun and walks forward.
Zoe considers snaking out, but looks back at the house where Hal's mom is and decides against it.
onwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Right.
go towards that thing.
Meanwhile, inside the house.
A piece of paper appears. It's from Drake.
Grab it.
It says, "Hey guys, Zoe, Chuck, and I are going to pursue a hairless ape in the woods. Do you want us to
Isaac
pick you up
sighs and
anything?"
hands it to Kaiko.
Kaiko face palms.
Does group text work in the witching hour?
Yeah.
Okay, the group text goes off. I thought like our phones had like fucking eyes on them and shit.
We can still read them.
Mm-hmm.
The group text gets updated with the stuff I figured out outside. That this thing is like, much older than any of the other things that we thought were involved. Like, it seems to be like a couple years old. And it seems like it's connected to the same thing.
Hmm.
So there's more shit going on here than it seems. Oh, also, it seemed to be pretty pissed off that it wasn't chosen.
And you're going to chase something in the woods that isn't relevant to what we're dealing with. Why?
Because I've got a feeling like it's related to something relevant.
Got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a
And I
good
have
night.
Chuck and Drake with me. I have the giant mech and the undead specter. I'll be fine.
Kaiko's unconscious, or shame Kaiko's unconscious during that because otherwise, hey, there's three of us. We'll be fine. No, they were not fine.
I mean, should we go after them or saying this out
Kaiko's
loud?
gonna DM back in stern words. Get back here. We need to be together to deal with this thing.
Expect. There's three of us here. We're okay.
That didn't, according to Hal, that didn't help you much up north, did it?
Expect. I know what I'm doing.
Oh boy.
Doubt.
Period.
Doubt.
Drake, help us out. Come on.
No way. I'm not stepping into this. That's suicide.
Zoe looks noticeably, like, as she's texting and, like, the conversation goes that way, she gets noticeably more and more annoyed as she's typing. Does the angry typing, pressing buttons harder and harder.
Okay, there's more typos. I think she's getting upset.
Can't get herself killed.
Well, if Drake's there, at least we'll know where she goes afterwards.
He is a teenager. Julie says the first thing she's said for a while now. They don't make smart decisions because they think they're invincible, even though they'll say they aren't. They don't. We should go after them. They can't be getting that far if we head out the door right now.
Celia texts Drake. Drake, beam me up.
Are you sure about that? Last time I did that, I think Zoe ended up 6 feet under.
It's fine. Beam me up.
All right. Drake does so.
All right, cool. Drake pops in, grabs you, Celia, and then he pops out like Goku, and you two pop into water. A lot of it.
Huh.
A shitload of it. In fact,
one could say, as far as the eye could see, it feels like you're on like a Discovery documentary about the ocean. You can't see the surface, so when you look down, you can't see the ground. It's just endless ocean.
Yeah. Yep.
Did not expect this.
And you hear songs, like whale songs, like those eerie, beautiful, melancholy noises that sea creatures make when trying to communicate through the very different vibrational space of water. And you start to see shapes coming towards you out of the gloom of the ocean.
Is this anything that would be familiar to me?
Well, at first they're distant, but as they get
False
closer,
alarm.
you do recognize some familiar shapes. You see some that look Alto Pogo-ish, and some that look like sharks or whales, and some that look like squids, and then some things that don't look familiar at all, that have different body plans. You see things that look vaguely like the undines, you know, these humanoid fish swimming towards you. You see all manner of sea monster heading towards you.
Oh, God.
And some of them are truly frighteningly immense. Particularly the ones that you now notice are rising from the deep.
Here there be monsters.
Thalassophobia.
Good thing Celia doesn't have that.
That'd be awkward if she did. What?
Is your cell phone Is your cell phone talking like it's underwater?
You can talk underwater normally, Celia. I think.
Can I? That was never really established.
I mean, I think if anyone could, it would be you. If you would know how to communicate.
Yeah.
Vocally. And in fact, when you try to speak underwater, Celia, and you are in your fish form, like, right now.
Yeah.
The whale song, the song of the sea creatures, responds back to you, as if they're trying to communicate. And one of them finally comes close enough where you can see details out of the gloom, and it is a creature very similar to the Alto Pogo that swims like past and around you guys in a circle. Its red eyes gleaming as its body sort of blends into the otherwise blue spectrum of this eternal ocean. And it's circling you not in a threatening way, but in a very clearly curious way.
Hi there.
Etrigar, is that you?
And you see creatures like the Undines approach not far behind, and more and more of these sea creatures looking like everything that could have been on a medieval map, and things that look like they're out of H.P. Lovecraft's sketchbook.
No.
All rising around you, and all trying to talk to you, but they're speaking in animalistic noises that, while beautiful to the ear, you can't quite understand.
Can any of you guys speak humanoid?
A thing rises out from the deep, tentacled and amorphous in shape. And one tendril reaches out and stretches until it's just about touching Celia's forehead, but waits.
She pauses, looks at it, then nods.
It touches your forehead, and slowly you start to understand the song of all the creatures talking to you. And it's just a mob of creatures saying, you know, essentially greeting you, and some of them asking, are you all right? Where are you from? Where is your protectorate?
Okay. People of the ocean, how you doing?
There's a brief pause, and then you hear all the different creatures say like roughly, like, "Yeah, we're good. We're fine here. Yeah, it's it's just sea of monsters. Yeah, we're fine. How are you?"
We took a wrong turn somewhere around here. We were trying to get to the woods.
And they all look at each other, and so a lot of them are like, "The woods? What?"
The woods near Lake Alto. It's
And they're
where
like,
I'm
"Why would
from.
you? But you're a beast of sea. Why would you? No. Why would you wish to get to the woods? There's no.
Well, I have
This is
friends
the,
who
this is the sea of
live
monsters.
there.
You
I have
could
friends
not
who
be
live there.
farther from the woods."
Ooh.
Warned you.
Yeah, I guess you did.
I wonder if I ever teleport Kaiko, would I end up in a volcano?
Or the sun. Or a
Hmm.
volcano in the sun.
Or,
Ugh.
a gray ship.
Oh, fuck.
Some of the Undyne-like creatures swim particularly close to you, and they start saying, "Come, swim with us. Join us. We can tell you are kin."
I am, but I was in the middle of something. My friend is doing something very dangerous, and I really need to watch her.
And you see a tentacled horror that's like suddenly swims by and is like, "Well, that's not good. You gotta help your friends."
Yeah. She's like my little sister. And she gets into about as much trouble as that sounds like.
One of the Alto Pogo looking ones comes close and says, "Where is your protectorate?"
Lake Alto.
It nods. "I had family there. I can show
I've
you
met
the
them.
way."
I've met them.
She passed, didn't she?
Yeah. But she left two behind, and they're doing very well.
I would like to see them someday. Come, I will take you to your protectorate.
Thank you. Drake?
Onwards.
The two of you are led by the Alto Pogo looking creature, and as you're led away, all the other sea monsters wave or gesture in some way while saying, "Goodbye, goodbye, come back."
I will. Take care of yourselves.
You know what this is? You know the scene from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, Now That We're Men?
Oh,
God.
befriending all the deep sea animals.
That was neat. That was neat.
Dun, dun, dun,
So,
dun, dun.
the creature leads you up, and it takes about 20 minutes before you finally reach, like, something akin to the surface, and you realize that this eternal sea seems to be completely encircled by a dome of earth or rock, but there are pores in the dome. And it turns to you and says, "Be careful you do not stray from the path before diving back down, as it leads you to one particular pore in the surface."
Well, they seem nice. Come on,
Yeah.
Drake.
Onwards.
Really hope Zoe didn't get herself eaten yet, as she climbs into the pore.
All right.
50-50 chance.
You
Oh my God.
swim up through the pore, and you find yourselves. Have you ever seen pictures of like a galaxy, and how NASA like colors them to make different objects in space seem more noticeable?
Yeah.
So imagine that, but up the psychedelic factor by like 10 Jack Kirby's.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
You are traveling through a pillar of water, and as you look out the water, you see the most radical mind-bending interpretation of outer space that you could probably imagine. Just an infinite and varied and bizarre cosmos. And as you look down at the plane you're leaving, it looks almost like a planet with lots of pores and lots of these water pillars sticking out of it, and threads wrapped around the water pillars, almost like it's covered in some sort of cloth that has a couple of not a couple, several strategically made holes for the water to extend out of.
Infinity is a lot bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it beats the orange bag reference. Or metaphor.
And as you're traveling, you see various things swirling in the ether around you, other planes of existence, and occasionally life forms traveling in this space between spaces. You see something that looks like an enormous cobra, with like a biomechanical hood that has these two like humongous guns on each side where the eyes would be. You see a shapeless, formless thing covered in eyes and mouths that, as it sees you going through the water pillars, cocks some of its faces at you with curiosity and stretches out some of its amorphous bulk to create a hand-like shape that waves at you.
Celia waves
Drake
back.
waves back.
TT, does she see like a window?
No! Damn it, TT!
You see other strange things floating in the ether, and at one point, as you realize that you are nearing a destination, you're like you're coming to another like globe wrapped in thread. As you're coming to it, you see something perched on the globe near the pore that you're coming close to. It has multiple limbs and a bloated body covered in eyes and mouths. And above its bloated body and I can say its body is like a potato covered in eyes and mouths. It's got dozens of long ropey limbs extending above the bloated body, and then held aloft on a stringy neck is a human-ish head that is featureless save for the two mouths roughly positioned where human eye sockets would be, and the gigantic eyeball roughly positioned where a mouth would be.
Drake, we found it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys finally get to your portal, the thing's eyes all turn to you just as you get sucked in.
Drake flips it off as he goes in.
And you emerge into the bottom of Lake Alto.
Good times.
How do I recognize this spot?
You've swum through Lake Alto quite a few times.
This particular spot, like would I know how close we are to Hal's house?
You're in the middle. You're in the middle of the lake.
How far away are we?
About a 2-hour swim to get to land. And then probably another, 30 minutes of walking to get to Hal's house.
I would really rather not risk it.
And you were also in the Sea of Monsters for quite a long time, so we'll have to pick up on this later. Everyone else!
Who are we going to first?
The other people back at the house. I want to get to them before we catch up with now just Zoe and monosyllabic Chuck again.
Yeah, great!
Power duo! So Julie was the propositioning, let's run after them and catch up to them as quickly as we can on foot.
Isaac would agree with that. We need to get to the house, too. We need to figure out how to...
We need to recover Zoe before she becomes monster food and mutates even further.
Yeah, I feel like we could probably. And she stops a minute and sort of rubs her cheek, which still feels a little sore. We can probably do that after we've saved our dipshit teenager.
Yeah, let's go find him. I mean, hopefully Drake and Celia have caught up to her already, but it can't hurt.
Oh. Oh.
Julie, if you want, you can sit here. Me, Hal, and Kaiko can handle it.
No, I'll come. I'll come. Plus side, I might be able to fucking kill something.
So with a last worried glance at his mother's bedroom door, he starts going out the door.
Isaac was just gonna hang back and be the last one, kind of go up to Miriam's door and kind of knock and go, Miriam, we're heading out. I'll keep him safe. Don't worry. And Isaac will leave.
As you're like leaving her door, the door busts open, and Miriam is like, "You're what?"
Well, Zoe has this bad habit of wandering off when there's monstrous things around.
And then she puts a hand on your shoulder and she says, "Young man, you and I are gonna have a talk later."
Oh, shit.
Oh no!
Now get everyone to hold on while I get the chainsaw.
All right.
Shit.
And
also,
Isaac just texts the group. It's like, okay, Aunt Miriam's grabbing the chainsaw. Hold on.
Isaac, a piece of paper appears before you.
Uh-huh. Oh, Drake
It says, so Celia and I ended up teleported to a wire dimension, and now we're at the bottom of Lake Alto. We'll be a couple hours. Have fun.
I'm sorry, Drake, but canonically, that's not going to reach them until about, at least 40 minutes from now.
So, midway hiking through the woods, it's just this soggy piece of paper shows up.
Yes. Isaac, do you follow Aunt Miriam?
Yeah.
Yeah, she not only gets the chainsaw, but she straps a fucking shotgun to her back, gets the shells out from the safe, and then she goes to her truck. She opens the glove compartment, searches around, and finds some sort of fucking 80s computer tech device that looks homemade and fucking ugly as shit. Slaps it on the dashboard and's like, I hope this still fucking works. I haven't used it in years.
Groovy.
She presses a button, and the truck transforms just a little bit. Its fucking tires unfurl into arms.
What? What? Whoa!
I'm guessing you used to run with Orin back in the day.
Yep. Get in.
All right. Isaac grabs his rifle from his car.
Oh my fucking god.
Alright. The fucking monster truck roars to life and begins running out of the yard, and through the fucking trees. Many of
So
which,
how-
when they see it coming, pull up their roots and shift aside so they can make way.
Holy
Hal
fuck!
and Kaiko are just gonna see this thing charging at them.
Yeah, Hal, Keiko, and Julie, you see this fucking monstrosity truck charge past you, go in front, and open its doors while Miriam shouts, "Get in!"
Okay. Mrs.
Okay.
House Mom.
Hey Hal, your mom's kind of cool. Cooler than I remember.
I could have told you that. He says as he hops in the back seat.
Now, everyone
Wait,
buckle up. Yes, Mrs. Julie's. Yes, Mrs. Hal's mom.
The seatbelt was
only
already
kinda
on
cool.
before she said anything.
Of course, Hal's a good boy.
Kaiko's is too because Kaiko knows etiquette.
Alright, and then the truck tears through the woods to try and get, Zoe.
It's a-
Would my like detector thing be able to track either Zoe or Chuck?
Yeah, I think so.
No, it's just not smart.
I figure there's like some kind of special power source powering his mech.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like part of several things at this point.
Probably a very distinct energy signature, yeah. Little dash of Owlman in there.
If she's been
Oh,
staying
man.
here, it'll be able to find her easy because it's programmed to know to track people who live in this house.
What?
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, you okay, Hal?
His
It's
mother's
my truck,
worried
after
about
all.
him.
He has been abducted, so yeah, this makes total sense.
It does,
Also, it's
yeah.
her truck. It only makes sense if you have an autonomous, semi-alive truck to make it so that it, can track you down if you need it in emergencies. All right,
So,
finally we get back to Zoe and monosyllabic Chuck.
sorry, real quick. Are they like bug legs or like human arms?
So, imagine a wheel unfurls to make an arm. It's still like the two,
Oh, okay.
the sections are still have to form a wheel at some point. So, it's not really analogous to any animal, but rather like something that has vaguely an animal arm and leg structure, but can roll up into a wheel. Transformers logic.
Okay.
I was just thinking it's basically that truck from Monster Trucks.
This is more biomechanical than a big squid using a truck as a hermit crab shell.
I see.
God.
It's fucking
Tonight's
rad.
already been wild. Tonight's already been wild.
Alright, so Zoe and monosyllabic Chuck, you are stalking this humanoid in the woods. It stays in your field of vision, but only just. Like, it's almost like it's moving in the same direction you're moving, or rather, like, you're both just constantly fucking the same space away from each other.
It's following something, and then we're following it.
Yes.
I'm gonna use my camera, zoom in on it as best I can, turn off flash and everything, and try and take a picture of it.
Alright, so you zoom in with your camera, and when you zoom in with your camera, you see that, while it is humanoid in shape, and if this thing was ever human, something has gone wrong.
No.
Its body is unnaturally gaunt and pale. It's completely deprived of hair. It has a sickly pallor to it, and its skin is almost translucent in how thin it is over its body, and what's beneath does not seem to be working properly either, as if the blood is curdled or changed. Do you take a picture?
Yes.
You snap the picture, and when you snap the picture, it stops.
Hey, no, I turned
Oh.
off the flash and everything.
Doesn't
I
matter.
turned off...
Doesn't
Oh,
matter. You took a
no.
picture. It stops. Its head turns all the way around, fucking Exorcist style. and you see that its head is a human face that is like slawing off and has an eye in its mouth and mouths in its eyes.
Oh no!
The creature looks at you for a moment, raises one of its hands, and it's not turning around to do it like a normal human. It's raising its hand like it's raising it towards a person who's in front of it, but its head is faced towards you. Lowers all fingers but the pointer finger, and makes the beckoning motion with the pointer finger.
Oh,
Before finally turning its head back around and walking forward, away from you to wherever it's headed.
You will become.
Chuck.
Yeah?
It knows we're here. It wants us to follow it.
Probably not smart then. Let you think it's friendly.
No, it's part of it's wrapped up in all this.
Probably not smart then.
Zoe looks at the photo.
The photo is looking back at you.
God damn it!
oh, weeping angels logic here. Ugh.
When you move the photo, the eye moves in its socket to keep direct contact with you.
She rips it directly across where the eye would be.
You see the thing, in the forward flinch, and then keep walking.
Oh God. Zoe continues to follow.
No.
She keeps going.
We should wait.
Drake will be back any second.
Then we can wait for him.
We'll lose it.
You hear the sound of metal legs running, and Chuck hasn't run that often. As he tries to get in front of you, he's like, "Bad idea."
Why? We're fine.
We don't know what this is.
We just killed one of the things related to this easily enough. I'm tougher than I look.
Was Julie?
She didn't need to do that. I would have been fine.
We should wait.
We'll lose it. It's right there.
We can find it again. We should wait.
You know how big this forest is. Well, no, we won't.
Chuck sits down on the ground.
Chuck, no.
I'm waiting.
But it's there. Come on,
We can
Chuck.
get other leads.
Why?
Because it's not safe.
Sure it is. Nothing can hurt you in here.
That's not true.
Come on, you're wearing a giant mech suit.
Chuck looks at you very sternly, which is kind of fucking threatening coming from a rattlesnake, because they have a default expression that looks pissed. So a rattlesnake looking at you with a "you better be fucking serious" glare is really fucking intimidating.
Yeah, Zoe shrinks a little bit, but then she glares back.
He doesn't waver. He says, "I'm already split up from one group of friends. I'm waiting."
Looks at where the thing is going. Is it stopped? Wait, it seems like it's waiting for us, or is it just going?
It's getting away.
Chuck, we're gonna lose it.
He doesn't say anything. He just keeps sitting. His arms are crossed. He ain't moving.
Chuck, why?
It's not safe.
You can turn into a car. That thing isn't going to be able to catch you if things go bad.
We don't know what it's leading us to. It's not safe.
Zoe aims her camera at herself real quick and takes a picture
All right.
and checks herself, looking
Okay.
specifically for like any threads or anything that are latched onto her.
No threads. Nothing's latched onto you.
Okay.
You're just you're as normal as you were the last time you took a photo of yourself.
Do I look like a snake, my snake self in the photo, or?
Yeah, I think by this point.
Okay, cool. Zoe starts to shed her skin and snake out.
Chuck looks away because that's mildly embarrassing for snakes.
Oh, fair enough.
Question.
It is considered a vulnerable moment, and it is polite not to stare.
Also,
Yeah.
when Miriam's driving her truck, is there a specific song that's playing that's blaring?
Unfortunately, her truck is cursed so that it can only play the Bee Gees.
Nice.
Wow.
Isaac likes the Bee Gees. Leave him alone.
I'm not saying that the Bee Gees are bad. I'm just saying they're not always tonally appropriate for what you're doing.
True.
So did you just hear the Bee Gees getting louder and louder in the distance?
Zoe snakes out, stretches her wings and her arms, look at Chuck, kind of sadly,
Oh my god.
and flies up a tree
No, you don't.
and sits on and like perches on a branch.
Seeing
And
that
looks up.
seeing that you've stopped, he sits back down.
And she tries to catch sight of the thing again.
From up above, it's too obscured by trees for you to catch sight of it, but you do see very far in the distance a clearing that is in the rough direction it's heading.
Okay. There's a clearing in that way. Probably where it's going. She glances back down at him again. She's just watching her.
Yep, just watching her, being quiet.
Why you gotta be like this, Chuck? Why you gotta treat me like a kid like everyone else does?
He's saying nothing. Until
Or
finally he
she's like-
says, I don't know what a kid is.
Young, inexperienced, doesn't know what she's doing.
That's everybody.
No, it's not.
Chuck's not arguing the point.
You know what I'm talking about, Chuck. You've been around. She glances back in the direction they came.
You see trees are parting behind you. Like the trees are like lifting up a bit and moving to the side to make a clearing, and then moving back when whatever is passing through is cleared.
Chuck, we should move.
Question, TT.
Yeah?
Is staying alive getting louder?
Yes, it is.
Chuck, we should move. We should move right now.
Nope.
No, look! She points at the thing happening.
He's on the ground. He's not seeing it.
Ah! She swoops down and tries to like grab him and like lug him out of the
Chuck
way.
is heavy as shit.
I know!
He weighs as much as a car.
I'm going to try! I have no limits! She thinks something's fucking barreling towards them.
And she's not wrong.
Yeah, technically she's right.
That's a 12! He moves!
Alright. You move Chuck an inch.
No, oh, come on.
Hey, that's pretty fucking impressive.
It is, to be fair.
Especially without legs to give traction.
Chuck, holy shit. There's something coming this
And
way.
that's when the trees close to you part and a fucking truck screeches to a halt inches away from you. Some sort of monster truck with robot monster legs. You know, short stubby ones, but still. And it takes you a moment before you realize you recognize it as the truck that's at like Hal's house.
What?
And out of the truck step a bunch of your friends.
Yeah.
And a woman you've never seen before.
So he's like, looks at everyone absolutely confused.
Hey, you're in our way. We're looking for like a girl. And he said there was a second one. He didn't describe him.
Isaac looks over at Helen. It's like, you told your mom everything, but not that Zoe was a snake or that your roommate was a snake.
I thought I did.
You did not. Oh, I guess you did in the story. Shit, you're right. Sorry, I forgot what happened in this session already. Wow. Horrible. So anyway, retcon, that didn't happen. When she steps out, she says, so which one of you is Zoe and which one of you is Chuck?
Chuck's the Slurpee Transformer.
Zoe glances down at Chuck.
I'm Chuck. Well, heard you've been staying at my house. Looks like you've been keeping the place nice, so you're welcome.
I'm
Hal's mom.
Oh. She has a snake face, so emoting probably looks very strange, but her face just like pales and drops.
She extended a hand to you, like it's like to shake or for a hug. You don't take it, I'm assuming.
No, she slithers back ever so slightly.
She looks slightly hurt as she puts it down. She's like, so, heard you two have both been through a lot.
She gulps.
Yeah, Chuck says. Well, that don't excuse just leaving off like a fool chicken with your head cut off. You know, dangerous during a witching hour, which, as Hal told me, you both should know. Yeah. Fair, ma'am. I thought that the rest of you were closer behind.
Drake was with us.
Oh, and that's a comfort?
Wow.
Ow.
I mean, he's a nice fella, but half the time, he just fucks off mid-sentence.
Ow.
Somewhere in the ocean,
is what happened here.
He was going to get more people.
Mm-hmm. Did he?
I think this is about the time where the fucking paper hits.
Yeah, this is exactly what.
Isaac grabs the soggy paper. Oh, update. Not Isaac. I'm Isaac. Drake and Celia have been transported to the ocean.
Miriam looks at Isaac, then looks at Zoe and Chuck. Sorry, ma'am. All right, get in the truck. We'll get this critter you're after.
I. Zoe's face is red now.
It's all right, kid. I've been on one of these things before. You get excited and you go running off. That's what I used to do half the time.
What? You?
Hell, small meddling kid.
Oh my god! you
Wait, was
did?
the general her familiar too?
No, the sergeant was.
Oh my god.
Is this general just clinging to my back?
He actually, as soon as Miriam came, he went up to rub against her legs.
Oh. Hater. She looks kind of mortified.
Well, come on. Isn't time of the essence? I mean, you took off out of the house without even coming to tell everybody, so I'm assuming time is pressing.
It's over there. There's a clearing. It's one
All
of
right,
the
let's go
things.
get it. Get in the truck.
Will I fit?
Yeah.
She slithers over hesitantly.
I'll just drive alongside. All right, but you be safe. You stick close. Yes, ma'am.
Aww.
And monosyllabic Chuck takes his race car form. And you all get in the truck, and you drive off towards the clearing.
How the hell do I fit with my wings and 4 arms and tail?
It's a magic truck.
Coil up.
Probably in the bed of the truck.
Also, I imagine Kaiko's in the middle seat with fucking Julie and Hal on either side of her.
Oh my god.
I think Zoe would have to sit in the truck bed.
Yeah. And think about what she's done.
Mm-hmm.
Because Isaac clearly has shotgun.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining that Miriam knows about Drake from like decades before us.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just been having conversations with him where he just disappears.
Yep.
Just
Zoe is.
in the Uplu waffle aisle, and he just vanishes.
It's really annoying. Like, it's funny the first times for her, but after a point it got really annoying. And she understands he can't help it always, but some of the time it's on purpose.
Like when they were going out to eat and just having a good time, and then when it came to the bill, Drake was suddenly gone.
Yeah.
Ow!
Literally, when the waiter came with the bill, he suddenly disappeared, and the waiter had a mental breakdown because he thought there was a person there. He was sure there was a person there. Where did that person go? He was literally right there a literal second ago.
Then Drake came up and tapped him on the shoulder. Ran out
And
of
that's
breath,
when he
man.
fainted, and suddenly paying the bill was really hard, especially because Drake disappeared again.
Oh shit, I love this.
Zoe's curled up in the truck bed, just kind of staring out at the trees.
It's the first time you've been parented.
Yeah, it is. It's the first time she's ever been parented properly.
Zoe,
parented.
as you're sitting in the truck bed, a little birdie flies and lands on the truck and turns to you to reveal its fully human face with a slightly too large mouth. And it says, "Hey kid, want to buy some drugs?
What?
Want to buy some drugs?"
I don't think so.
I got heroin in here.
No, I don't.
He opens up a wing, and a comically large bag of heroin emerges from his wing pit that couldn't have possibly fit in there when the wing was furled up.
God, no, I don't want heroin.
That's good shit.
Listen, I
one's
don't
free.
want.
What part of the
I don't want to liquefy my insides.
Narc. And the bird flies off.
Hey,
And
wait,
back.
come back!
Nope, fuck you!
Is there anything in the truck bed?
Nope.
Damn it!
He could have gotten some good heroin.
I don't want heroin.
Ah, damn, we could use that to frame Cliff Howard again after all this is said and done.
Zoe strikes me as more of a weed gal.
I'm pretty sure all of you are weed people in this game.
Yeah.
Kaiko doesn't smoke.
Wait. So I have a question.
Damn it, Jay.
It was a bird offering the drugs, right?
Yes, with a human face.
With a human face.
So wouldn't that be heron in?
Uh,
Ironing.
God damn it.
Damn it, Shady.
That got me.
Ironing.
Damn it, Shady.
All right. You drive, and eventually you do come upon a clearing. Etched on the clearing is just this intricate set of runes in a circle, looking vaguely like an alchemist circle, or the kind of imagery Hollywood would come up with for a Satanist film. Magical bullshit, basically. And standing directly and perfectly center in the circle is this one pale humanoid figure.
oh, that looks like some bullshit. Sorry, Mom.
It raises. It's all right, Hal. You're old enough to swear. It raises its finger and beckons you forward.
Me specifically, or it's like the car?
All of you.
Look at the device. Does it like register on the records or?
Mm-hmm.
Zoe slithers out of the truck bed, which I imagine makes the whole thing just like lurch up off the ground a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And it groans in protest in a very literal fashion because it is a semi-alive car.
So I just looks at it like, how long has this thing been alive?
About 20 minutes.
All right.
Monosyllabic Chuck pulls up next to you guys. He was just a little bit behind. He transforms into his robot form, pulls out his Gatling gun. The humanoid at the center raises up its hands in a don't shoot gesture.
Zoe looks up into the sky.
It's a witching hour, so it's purple.
She takes out her camera and snaps a quick shot of the sky.
Your camera explodes.
What?
Oh no!
No!
Yeah, that was way too much for it to process.
Well, another reason to go to my Faust.
We're losing a lot of valuable possessions this arc.
Yeah.
She fucking tries to scoop all of the pieces together, like, fucking frantically.
Yeah, blood is pouring out of some of them. It did not like that.
Oh, my camera! No!
Zoe will get the Faust to repair it. Don't worry.
Get it from the Faust!
Oh yeah, who did give that to
She
you?
looked... The observers turned it into this.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She looks fucking horrified.
What a harsh arc, huh?
Like,
toys.
you've seen her scared and angry before, but she just looks like she's had this thing with her the entire game and before that.
Somewhere, miles and miles away at the bottom of a lake, Celia thinks, baby sister is in distress.
Zoe looks at the thing in the center of the circle. Is it just still watching us?
Yep, it's waiting. It's got its hands up. It's waiting for you guys to make a move. And its hands aren't up in like a threatening way. They're up in a don't shoot.
Zoe gathers up all the pieces in her hands and curls her tail around herself. It holds the pieces to her chest.
Sorry about your camera.
She hisses. She snake hisses.
Chuck backs off. Julie pops out of the car. Is like, okay, so what are we doing? Because it's just standing there.
Menacingly.
You're not here, Drake.
I know, but I can still talk.
Like, think that was Miriam saying that. You're not here, Drake.
I'm always here
Miriam
in
said
your
she gets out of the
hearts.
car, brandishing a fucking shotgun and chainsaw. And it's at this point I should mention that she's wearing a blue denim shirt.
It really is actually.
Oh my god, that's funny. Fucking hilarious. I love that, TT.
So, does this thing look... Okay, I guess Isaac approaches.
I'm going to read about situation.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anywhere near that fucking circle of ruins, but he'll...
I'm gonna step to the edge of it, yeah.
Alright,
Not
that's
gonna
an
cross into
11.
it.
That's 11, TT.
Okay, so you have a hold of 3. You can ask, what's your best way in? What's your best way out? I wouldn't ask either of those. You're in a clearing. It's pretty obvious. Are there any dangers you haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims?
Best way to fix the victims, most vulnerable, and threats I haven't noticed yet.
Most vulnerable to you. Anyone who steps inside that fucking circle.
Don't.
What's the biggest threat? That fucking circle. What's the best way to protect the victims? Know much more about magic than you currently do, so you can figure out how to take away that fucking circle.
We need to figure out how to destroy the circle. We should not step anywhere near inside of it.
Yeah. Yeah, how's this thing looking to the side, or is it just looks like a circle?
It's glowing. Other
Not
than that, it looks the same as it would to someone without the sun.
Yeah, because I'm not sure how the sight works while in a witching hour.
It allows you to see things slightly more truly than they are, but there's still the potential for obfuscation. You can tell that it's
Right.
not just carvings on the ground. It's fucking magic.
There's
Well,
something
magic.
else here.
We're doing Clark's Law, where magic is just science that we haven't described yet. But yes, magic.
There's something else here.
A little bird lands on your shoulder. You sure you still don't want that heroin?
Zoe tries to eat the bird.
You do. It screams as you crush it between your jaws and swallow it whole.
Wait a minute, but didn't
Like
it have
the
heroin?
the muscles of your throat crush it alive.
No.
Doesn't it have the heroin with it? So didn't she just ingest heroin?
She ingested
never
what
mind.
it called heroin.
Oh no, I didn't think I'd actually catch it. I didn't think I'd actually catch it.
Well, that'll be fun. That'll be fun to deal with later.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
No!
This is not a good session for Zoe.
No!
Yeah.
Or is it a great
God.
session for Zoe?
No!
I feel like a lot of fun character developments have happened.
I almost made a...
for running off without anybody else besides her.
Almost
Well,
like it's her job.
Chuck was there. Chuck was there.
And Drake was
PCs.
there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, no, that's nice for Chuck. I get you. Okay. So, what do you guys want to do? The creature's just standing there.
So, I think I missed it. Is this one of the Sanyaks?
Yes, it is.
Or is this something else? Okay.
It is one of the. It looks like what Abraham was to transform into if he had finished his process, or rather, when he finishes his process. It evokes the gourmand, but it is definitely a far more elegant take on this concept of mutation than the gourmand was. A little bit less horrifying to look at, but still very uncanny and unsettling. And it's just standing there, hands raised, waiting for you to make a move.
It's trying to lure us into the circle.
Hi?
Hello.
Oh god, it talks.
It talks in stereo because both its mouths moves at once.
No.
Otherwise, its voice is very nice and pleasant.
I hate that.
Were you the one that escaped from the hospital earlier?
Escaped?
Departed, checked yourself out?
I don't believe I went to such a place. but the experiences of this vessel were not fully aware to me, so perhaps I do not remember much of what I was before I became.
What?
How are you?
Okay, I guess. A little
It is
confused.
customary, is it not, to exchange pleasantries when meeting someone new?
Yeah, it is.
You will have to forgive my rudeness. We are quite a distance apart for a friendly conversation, but I do not believe I would be fully safe outside my circle.
And that's likewise why we are not entering the circle.
Ah, that is probably very wise. Although I must say, you may in fact love the experience of becoming. All who have become have told me that it is marvelous.
After you subsumed their identities.
That is not quite what is happening. When we become, yes, some of what we were is lost, but what is lost is not anything one would value. What is lost is doubt and pain, is pettiness and cruelty. What is gained is love and understanding.
Fucking hippies.
I'm sure it must seem strange on the outside. Terrifying, even. All change comes with trepidation, but
it's not your
become...
choice to make.
I do not make the choice.
It is not your God's choice to make, or whatever the fuck it is.
He could not come if he were not welcome.
He is not welcome.
And yet the graven images are made. A call has been made for salvation. There are people who wish to become. And we are filled with love and compassion. And we welcome any who wish to become.
They don't know what they're doing.
Just like
They don't
Zoe.
know what you are.
How could they? They have not become yet. They cannot conceive because they have not been open to the experience. But once they are open, they become. And I can sense in each of you a part that would become too.
Hal leans over to his mother and goes, "Ma, is this why we don't go to church no more?"
Yeah.
What's your name?
We do not need names when we have become. You have named us from time to time in various guises based on what you think we are aspiring to be, because you do not have the sight required to truly grasp the truth of what we are and have become. You called one the gourmand. You called one Sanyek. You called one... Oh, countless names, so many variations, but what we are is what has been, what shall be, and what is most of all.
A bitch.
We are those who have become.
Become
Bunch
what?
of bitches.
Assimilated into some greater
Everything.
whole?
Everything. Multiplicity, infinity, true understanding, true acceptance.
TT, what would I roll to see what would happen if we shot it, or if a dead body falls in the circle?
I don't think there's anything to roll to figure that out without experimentation.
So no
Yeah.
investigative mystery or anything like that?
No, I think you would have to do it.
Excuse me.
Okay, everyone, I think this encounter has become a moot point. We're talking with a bunch of empty puppets, literally hollowed out with something reaching in and controlling them.
It is
Let's-
insulting that you talk of us this way.
You're taking people against their will.
But I am still here. At the very least, address me as if I am here and not some object to stare at.
Address you as what?
A person.
I don't know, you kind of remind me of a sock puppet.
Accept as I love and accept you, even if you have not become yet, for your
will
potential
never.
to become.
I will never become like you. If I can help it, nothing else ever will.
You do not know the pain it causes me to hear you speak in such a way.
It's not your decision how much pain this causes me.
These are hurtful things you are saying, but I will choose to forgive you for them because I know that no matter how much you resist and how much you say you do not want this, a part of you does, and a part of you can, and a part of you will become. And then we will be as one.
Hilariously, TT, this is a lot more tolerant than the actual Christians in this town.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's
It is,
sad.
yeah.
That's so very, very sad.
I would
I think the
rather
difference is this thing
die
doesn't actually have hate.
yeah. I'd rather die than become like you.
Death is something you can transcend.
I don't want to. It's part of being alive.
I sense a great deal of anger and hatred in yourself, directed towards yourself, and that is sad. And I will continue to offer you love and acceptance.
When he says that, when it says that, her face is just, like, looks like someone just fucking slapped her in the face.
I am here to parley. I understand the methods of some of our ministers are. They seem cruel. And I understand why you will struggle to understand, but they are done with noble intent. But I am willing to talk. I recognize how scary it can seem because you are on the precipice of greatness, and the precipice of greatness can look identical to the precipice of tragedy. And I understand this looks like doom to you, but when I tell you it is salvation, you must trust me. This is not the end. This is rapture. Everything you have suffered can end. Everything you love can flourish and prosper. You can know pleasures and love unlike any you have ever experienced.
What is your name?
I am that which has become.
No. What is your name?
I have told you.
Who are you?
That which has become.
No. You.
If you
Not
seek to know the
your
identity
greater-
of this vessel that I inhabit, I cannot tell you it because when I
You
became,
stripped
what
away a part of it.
was gone and replaced with what has always been and always shall be.
You killed him!
Ugh.
Or her!
No! He is me. I am he. He has become, and so what he was does not matter. It doesn't matter
I
because
don't
what
think
he is reborn anew and better.
As Zoe is arguing in circles with this thing, Taiko's gonna turn to the others. I don't think we're getting anywhere with this.
Yeah, we need to go.
So we should probably try to get them in Faust and figure out someone how to do with magic.
TT.
Yeah?
Is there anything on the ground that I could chuck at this thing very, very hard?
Yeah, there's like rocks and shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab this big
Just don't throw the general.
as big a rock as I can and throw it at this thing's face.
You chuck the rock, and when the rock's flying through the air, but when it passes over where the circle begins, purple light envelops it, and it starts to swell in midair as it continues flying towards the creature. And as it gets about, like, say, 2 yards away, projections stretch from the rock, and twist and curl into limbs. And before it can hit the creature, the limbs grab the ground and hold it. And the purple light fades, and you see this creature on spidery limbs made of articulate rock with, human hands, like perfectly sculpted human hands at the tip of its long spider limbs, and a bloated boulder body that has in its mouth a sculpted human eye, and in its eye sockets sculpted human mouths, turns towards you. And the rock thing says, I have become.
Yeah. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh. Okay, the Church of Flesh has expanded.
What the fuck?
Excuse us, but I don't think we're ready to talk about becoming. I think we're all still a little too scared.
The creature nods sagely and says, understand, it is much to process. Before you leave, gaze upon this creature you threw at me in anger. See how it has ascended, more than just inarticulate matter now. It knows things it would never have known before, and that is you. You can become.
Okay, that's nice. Everybody in the truck.
Yeah, Miriam's already like getting in there. Julie's like, yep.
Zoe's kind of out of things to say after that.
And when you become, you will be loved. Forever. In both directions of time.
So,
I offer you eternity.
So, do you know the shop that sometimes isn't there? And it's
Okay. Fucking
what?
Mormons in there, right? Says Julie.
Zoe's kind of just like catatonic in the truck bed at this
Tycho,
point.
were you asking Miriam to go to my house shop?
Yeah, like, do you know?
You want to go to my file shop? All right. And the car drives on.
You've met her? Or is that where this...
Yep, Chuck's following behind.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna say, by the time you guys get to Mephaus' shop, you can do some more stuff before there, but by the time you get there, that is when Celia will be out of the lake.
Taiko would have sent a note to a text to Drake and Celia.
Do our cell phones work underwater?
In a witching hour, I think they do.
Yeah, you're fine.
Which...
You're also
remember, do not look at Big Mel.
Luckily, Big Mel is not out and about right now. That you can see.
Is that why I didn't get in trouble for trying to set him on fire, Mom?
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
Big bastard's.
Yeah, he tried to eat my car once.
Wait, what'd you say? What did she say?
Big bastard's been eating people for years and no one's been able to stop it.
I lit it on fire once.
Nice.
I tried to eat my car.
Oh.
Very touching,
Aw.
very moving.
Oh.
I can't remember. Didn't Julie get chased by Big Mel in a
Yes.
similar situation, like when
Fairly
she first
certain.
appeared in?
Yeah,
Fairly
but
certain.
Julie escaped running in the woods. Zoe got caught by Big Bells, and Kaiko and Grandel distracted it, so Zoe
That's
could escape.
right.
Yeah.
This is why they don't trust Zoe going off by herself, because last time you
It's
got almost
almost like
eaten by Big
it's,
Mel.
it's literally her class.
Apparently, Zoe's delicious.
Listen, no one is mad at Nora, the player, for having her character run off.
Right.
But the characters are mad at Zoe, the character, for running off.
Yeah.
Which I feel is
She's
good
a teenager.
conflict. Because this
Yeah.
is a story we're telling. People shouldn't get along 100% of the time.
Yeah, no one's angry at Nora specifically.
Yeah, just at
Cool.
the teenager
With all
who
this
thinks
stress.
that she can't
The-
die.
Remember to separate the feelings of the character from the player to a certain extent.
Technically, Zoe can't die anymore.
Nobody
I
knows
With
would
all
say
this-
that.
I
With all
mean,
this stress,
Want
Isaac's
him
gonna
back?
need another heart transplant.
I don't know where you got the idea that you can't die, because that's
I
not
mean,
true.
abilities. I mean, to fight, she can't die until after the fight.
Well, she's still dead once the session's over.
And
Oh,
also,
It just goes from a suicide to a murder-suicide.
and also nobody
Damn.
knows that because nobody's gotten injured to the point where they might have died.
Yeah.
So
Driving through
Yeah.
town, you pass the asphalt giant. It looks at Miriam and nods. She nods back.
Oh, you know that one.
Yeah. Got into a tussle with him once. Ended amicably. Asked him to, guard the road near our house.
Aw.
Aw,
Aw.
I should
Not
give
the
him a treat
brightest
then.
monster. Not the brightest monster out there, but
Does he like
Got
old
a good heart.
tires? Or what does he eat?
like minerals.
Hmm.
He can chew up animals, but he has to spit them out afterwards.
He's thinking of things that he can give it now. It's now been adopted, I'm sorry.
Back when we still had the gypsum mime, I'd get him some as a treat. Apparently it's like fucking rocking.
Aw.
Oh. Okay. Do we get to Mifau's shop before the witching hour
Can't
stops?
believe
or-
Staniek's back.
Back?
Yeah.
Oh, you've dealt with him before?
So back in the 80s,
God.
Of course it was.
tried to manifest through video game cartridges.
No.
It resulted in a very, very trippy fight. I think we technically teamed up with Dr. Robotnik. I don't know. I try to forget a lot of what happened back in the old days.
Oh boy.
Uh,
Ma, I think we need to have a talk later. Like another one.
I need this.
Yeah. I guess if this is something you're going to be doing, I should pass on the wisdom of your elders.
Kaiko was pretty desperate for this shit because she was abducted by. So.
I mean, yeah, they're all weird.
The strings of fate were being pulled far before you were born.
Isaac makes a face at that reference.
That's not by any of the characters I am in this scene, by the way. That's just me saying that.
Thanks
Oh,
God.
TT.
Yeah?
TT, I've been wondering, does Julie's needle hand still have that bit of thread?
Yeah.
Shit.
You want to observe it closely?
Oh, I'm in the front seat, she's in the back, so it'd be kind of weird just to like spin around and
Yeah, that'd be
stare.
really fucking weird.
I'll wait until we stop and just try to observe.
All right. Any other conversations before we get to Mafaust?
I know. Pretty sure. I'm surprised no one's asked about Kaiko's face yet, or Miriam hasn't.
Yeah, it's almost like Miriam knows much more than any of you thought. She's seen witching hours.
Yeah, she's
And
part of the gang.
you've been bewitched in a sense for a very long time. She probably noticed the fire before you did.
That's how.
Oh. Oh.
There's a lot we need to go over.
Yeah. Let's talk to that boss of yours too.
Honestly, she's probably wondering why her kid doesn't look like a little cat man in the witching hour anymore.
Well, to be fair, she was out of town for when that development started and came back in town after it ended.
That's fair.
All right, last call for conversations.
I mean, Isaac's not bringing up his weird stuff unless someone forces him to.
So he's huddled up in the back of the truck.
All right, we arrive at Mafaust. At this point, Celia, if you want to text somebody, now would be a good time.
Guys, where are you?
Mafaust.
Oh, God.
You need a ride?
Yeah. She stretches out the S's in the text so you can tell she is exhausted.
I mean, my car's back at your place, Hal, but I could take your car to go pick her up or the truck.
Oh, we found your friend?
She's at the lake.
Yeah.
Right.
She
It's been a while since
resurfaced.
I've seen Celia. I'm kind of interested in how that reconnection happened. All right. Well, I mean, I know, but let's drive. So you turn away from Mafaust, go to the coast, to the lake.
There, Celia's just lying face down in the sand, breathing
Greg's
deeply.
poking her with a stick.
Greg, don't do that. Dear God, you always have to be disrespectful.
I mean, this one's not dead. I don't think, anyway.
She gives a thumbs up without looking up.
Drake's like a fucking vulture in Melody that waits for people to die so he can eat their soul.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
That way Drake volunteers at the nursing home?
Wow! Holy shit!
Wow.
He's like that cat that sits on people when they're about to die.
Dark.
Only way less cute.
They're adding more lives to their 9 lives.
Ironically, I work in a nursing home in real life.
Oh, I was like debating whether or not to make that joke. I didn't know that.
Hilarious.
So wait, did Julie's mom put her dad in a nursing home before he died?
Oh, he's still alive.
I mean, Julie's mom putting her dad.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Not even a good one. They wanted to save money. He was senile, so he couldn't complain. They already had fucking authority over him. There's an official name for it, but
Power of attorney.
Conservatorship.
yeah, that.
Celia sits up, still panting, takes a deep breath.
They figured a bad nursing home would be more likely to let him expire quickly so they could get his money.
Guys, I saw it.
Yeah, we also saw. Yeah, and we saw where it's rooted.
What?
Oh,
It's in the water.
Giant ruin in the forest that turns things into that.
Drake and I went to super space, and we saw it.
Yeah, it's kind of ugly.
You saw the weave?
Super space, yeah.
What?
Called the Veil, Miriam says.
I was tempted to try and reach out and see if I could cut it, but the Alto Pogo's cousin said I shouldn't stray off the path.
Yeah, that's probably wise.
Wonder what would have happened, though.
Oh, you would die terribly. Just, God, you'd be screaming endlessly.
I mean, I forget the exact science of it, but Henry said that all sorts of things could happen. Some people
This
have their
corporation.
spirits- yeah, some people have their become reduced to essentially ghosts. Some people mutate into something else, and some just cease to be altogether.
Imagine it like this. Imagine 1,000 tiny hands are pulling at your soul and pulling it in different directions. That's what you're feeling the entire time you're going through that.
So, YouTube comments.
Oh, jeez.
Still don't know what YouTube. I still don't really understand the YouTube thing. Miriam posits one more time. I mean, I kind of grew up with it, but what it's become now,
It's pretty bad.
I mean, she's roughly my sister's age, so yeah, she not grew up with it, but yeah, she was like in her 20s when it was coming into vogue.
Yeah, so she'd know about it decently well.
It's pretty bad, Mom.
Is Zoe okay?
She lost her camera, so she's shook up about that.
Oh.
And, she likes.
Celia leapfrogs up onto the truck and into the back.
Zoe is curled up, so her tail is around her face and her wings are just draped over herself.
Heard about what happened to your camera. It meant a lot. Meant a lot to you, didn't it?
Her body shakes a little bit.
Well, don't worry, we'll get it fixed.
Her body shakes again.
We'll get it fixed, okay?
So I'm gonna assume lighting a thing on with gray fire in the middle of the room was a bad idea. Would be a bad idea.
That looks
Yeah,
like,
I don't think that would have ended well.
that looked like some magic bullshit that we don't understand yet. He briefly looks like he's going to apologize for swearing again, but then remembers, oh wait, I'm an adult, it's fine.
I'm an adult. Anyways, we need to figure out how to undo that rune. And also, while we're there, figure out the thing to go talk to the devil dragon.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that yet, have we?
Didn't he
Yeah,
give
the
us...
guys have made things really easy for your keeper by not hitting the plot points that we set up in the first session for almost 2 sessions now. So I didn't have to make up new ones when plotting the next session, because it's like, oh, we can just wait for them to get to those ones.
What's happening?
Well, to be fair, someone keeps running away.
Okay.
Hey, let's be fair. Most of you have gotten into some weird shit, not just Zoe.
Yeah.
He's done literally one thing in this mystery so far.
That's true.
Celia got lost in the fucking Eternal Sea.
Yeah, that's true too.
Zoe's had her heart ripped out at this point.
And stomped into tiny, tiny pieces.
Drake randomly ran into the Devil Dragon at one point.
Okay, so Isaac's trying to think what we need to do is, alright, what we need to do next is go back to Mephaust, trade for something that can hold off a witching hour.
And also her camera.
Her camera, yes. See if the observers are there. Observe. Then end this witching hour, which, Julie, I think that falls to you. And then go talk to the Devil Dragon, right? Because we don't want to go talk to that while the witching hour is going.
I don't know if that falls to me. I started a witching hour once, and it ripped my fucking hand off.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
That's really why we're here at Mephaust. we're trying to find something that can stop witching hours, naturally occurring ones.
So does House Mom know the plan we're trying to do to stop it so far?
He would
I don't
have.
think she actually got that far. Because Sal was giving her an abbreviated version of what you guys are up to.
So the plan is we're trying to stop the art fair. Yes. Oh my health.
I prefer if you didn't. I like to display my art in the art fair. It's a thing I do yearly. I got vacation specifically to come back here to make something cool.
So, yeah, that thing has become a mimetic hazard and is now using the art fair, specifically Jesus imagery, to infest the artists who make it.
Which is,
Abe the baker.
So Saniac's trying to convert everyone through depictions of Christ.
Yeah.
As a false idol, yes.
Which is the real reason I didn't want you to make the cross, because
It's less stupid than the Sonic thing, but it's not much less.
It's really hard to make artists stop what they're doing. You would know.
It's been at this for years.
It's been building up.
So he says from her snake pile.
Alright, so we gotta get people to stop making Jesuses, possibly by stopping the art fair altogether.
And Keiko may have gotten a big head start on that using, I'm sorry for saying this, Miriam, but YouTube.
I'm just going to accept that YouTube is some sort of bizarre evil magic thing, because that makes sense in the context of Melody, so...
Christ.
I mean, the internet is...
That was meta, but it was also perfectly in universe.
The internet is a different reality that touches our own. So...
And
yeah, I guess it would be a curse.
And Lyle Isabel is trying to make a big giant fake devil dragon to scare everyone out of the art fair, but knowing this town is probably going to provoke the actual one.
Alright, so you're going to Mafaust to get something to summon the actual devil dragon, or...
Because in order to get the devil dragon, we need to delay the witching hour to find it in the wood. We need to find its house.
Because being
in
the woods...
did you get directions?
Yeah.
What?
Didn't the devil dragon give you directions to its place?
Yeah, it's in a picture.
Yeah.
And being this deep in the woods during a witching hour would be pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it would, Hal. Good idea to not be in the witching hour when you're wandering in the woods looking for a demonic dragon.
If one of those things has to happen, I'd rather it be,
Yeah, we should reduce the amount of risks that you're taking.
He looks really guilty.
Oh.
Damn.
Like, his eyes are darting over the rest of you, and I'm betting that you're all looking away like cowards.
Yeah, I was just looking out the window, just like, whoop.
Greg's staring at him dead in the... Oh, sorry.
Kaiko's looking at him.
Drake's looking at him dead in the eyes. Unnervingly at that.
I have no idea what the tension is about.
Kaiko was always the cautious one in the relationship.
Mrs. Hal's mom, Julie says, people are, dying and shit, and nobody does anything about it except us chuckle fucks. So, I get the whole paternal love thing. I mean, I don't really get it, but I understand it, in abstract. But, I mean, you can just step the fuck off his case.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Damn.
Miriam gives Julie a terrifying look, But Julie levels it because that shit doesn't, that shit's not new to her. She's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, your son's helping people. And I think you should probably just be proud of that and accept that, like, he's a grown-up now and can make choices like that.
Oh.
Miriam's angry look softens a bit. And she breaks eye contact first, and she's like, all right, let's get you to Mephaus.
Aww.
Aw. Julie.
Aww.
Oh.
Julie is not afraid to be a bitch when it matters. And sometimes not being afraid that you can piss somebody off is kind of a positive.
It really is.
All right, last call for conversation, so we get to Mephaus.
Zoe's in her snake file.
Trying to think of anything that would pertain to Kaiko.
Julie, I don't know if this is the right thing to say or the right time to say it, but you look really cool with that scar.
Julie bristles, and it's very clear that was not the right time to say or the right thing to say whatsoever.
Ooh.
Celia is oblivious.
Her lip trembles, like a part of her wants to say something in response, but you just did like 4d10 psychic damage to her by bringing that back up, so...
Oh. Hey, she means well.
She had briefly forgotten that was a thing, but now she remembers. Thank you for that.
She means well. She meant well.
All right, you guys get to Mephaus. And when you enter, as soon as Miriam goes through the door, confetti falls from the doorway. And there's like a sound. And you hear from from the back someone say, "Oh, long returning customer!" And Mephaus runs out. Miriam, I haven't seen you in a dog's age. Hey, Mephaus.
Oh boy.
I can't believe it. Oh, it's been years since I've seen you. Oh, what brings you back? I thought you were done with this sort of thing. My kid's doing what I used to now. Wow! It took him a while to follow in your footsteps. You started when you were what, like 4, 6?
What? 8?
Damn.
Yeah, she's like 15 years or so younger than Oren.
She's the meddling kid.
She wants the meddling kid.
Son of a bitch. Like literally, son of a bitch.
Isaac's suddenly realizing why his mom was never allowed to hang out with cousin Miriam when they were kids.
Oh my god.
Zoe has not left.
I am just delighted. I never put together you and Hal related. I should have given him like a family discount or something. That's for people who are your family, not for people who are family of other customers. I'm the shopkeep. I determine what discounts are for what. I'm just agog. I am just ecstatic to have you back. I'm not... Hell, just do whatever you guys need to do. I'm gonna look around. Yes, you always loved the tchotchkes. Remember when you bought all those wizards? Yeah.
Are those wizards still in Hal's mom's house?
Oh yeah.
Zoe
Yep.
has not moved from the back of the truck.
A little bird lands next to you in the back of the truck and says, "Hey kid, you want to buy some guns?"
Holy shit! Oh, head peeks out from her pile.
It opens up its wing and an AK-47 falls out. And this is like a thing the size of like a fucking like a sparrow or like a robin.
Hand reaches out, takes the gun, and pulls it into her coils.
First one's free. When the bird flies off.
Okay.
The fuck?
What the fuck?
So, Isaac was actually gonna go like, "Hey, Celia, I know last time I suggested something it didn't go well, but maybe you should go talk to Zoe. She's had a rough time in the woods."
Wait, what was that first part?
Yeah, you're kind of muffled the first part.
Sorry, I last time I suggested something, it didn't really go well, but I think Zoe could use a friend right now. She had a rough time in the woods.
Celia goes back to Zoe. Hey,
Monosyllabic Chuck was waiting out here too, but he's given Zoe distance because she hissed at him, which means something very, very serious in Snake, and he's feeling a little bit raw about that.
Oh.
you want to go in there and talk about getting your camera repaired?
Head peeks out from under her wings. I guess.
Okay, come on. And Celia attempts to hoist Zoe up, drape her around her neck.
I am way too big to be draped around your neck.
At this level, Celia's probably strong enough.
Hold on, Celia. Dude, so Chuck is there.
Put
He
down the
said.
gun.
Chuck is there, but he's keeping an eye on you, but keeping a distance. He didn't notice the little birdie fly by. But if like a monster came, he'd be there to help you out.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kaika goes to Mephisto's like, so there's a big giant rune in the forest that is a turning people into gourmand-like things.
Uh-huh.
And you know how to get rid of that?
Miriam called them Sanyaks.
Well, first of all, do any of you have any capacity for magic spell casting?
Kaika, fire.
Do you really want to make that develop more? I don't think you do.
I can
Isaac makes wobbly hand sign like, eh.
I can heal people.
See, these are nice cunning folk things, but like, have any of you read grimoires? Have you taken any courses on this? Have you studied under any great maguses?
Oh no.
Yeah, there's a difference between, oh, I can, turn a bunch of fish to twice as many, and I can conjure portals to other dimensions. One requires vastly more skill and intent than the other. If you fuck up, it can go really wrong. I can sell you some stuff that can help you conjure and mess with portals, but if you don't know what you're doing, I feel like I'm kind of not doing my job as its shopkeep here. I don't want you all ending up like dead or turned into spaghetti people.
Ugh.
Unless you're into that, in which case I've got some powders I can sell you.
Oh god. Does the Faust have Snail Shell?
Yeah, she probably does.
Fuck. Well, that's one way to assassinate Julie's mom.
Wow.
Now, listen, if you want, I'll make a note, and if any maguses come in here for various things, I can, get their contact information and get you in touch and, see what we can do. But I just don't feel comfortable selling you magic spell components if you have no fucking clue what you're doing.
We didn't want. We just want to know how to get rid of it.
And again, you're talking about a complicated spell circle, right? Some sort of transmutation circle.
Yeah, it possessed a boulder that got thrown into it.
Lovely. So you need to know how transmutation works. I can't sell you years of tutelage.
Okay, where would we find
I
someone
mean,
like that in Melody?
I suppose I could get a Magus to donate their brain, and then I could try and find someone who could perform an operation, but that's a lot of work. I prefer to sell the
I know.
gushers.
I think I know that stuff. Do I?
And so, is there
Oh,
anyone in Melody who has that knowledge that we can talk to?
I think the last Magus and Melody died a couple 100 years ago, so if you could find her ghost, you might be alright.
Wait, is this the Melis the witch?
Ah, yeah, Miss Mellis. Ah, she came in a couple of times. What a sweetheart. Ah, it's a shame they burned her alive.
Oh, fuck.
And so, would the Devil Dragon have any knowledge about that?
Oh yeah, they were old friends.
So, which brings coincidentally segues to the second thing we were going to ask. We need to get to the Devil Dragon's house, but we need to get to the Dark Woods without a witching hour happening. So
Do you have Sorry, go ahead.
So we need something to delay or stave off a witching hour while we're in there?
You're talking about some real advanced technology, and I can't give this one to you for cheapsies. You know, I like you guys. I generally give you guys pretty fair deals, but this is gonna be steep.
Well, ballpark it for us.
It has to be something rare, something of extreme value, both because of its rarity, but also because of the sentiment attached. Something supernatural, and not mildly so, extremely so.
Do body parts count?
Depends on the body part and depends on how potent it is when removed. Even your blonde friend's needles on their own would not be enough. Though they are very valuable, she says, with like dollar signs in her eyes as she looks at Julie's needle hand.
Yeah, may have some questions related to that later, but you've already got a needle. How about the thread?
Do you show her the
It's like,
very common. Do you know how many of those threads there are? They're literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, look, and she reaches out and she plucks thin air, and suddenly you see a string attached to Kaiko.
Wow.
And there, she plucks one, and there's one attached to Hal. And there, and she plucks one, and that's attached to Celia. And she looks at Julie for a moment. She's like, I'm not even going to touch all the ones on her. I mean, you're underneath the veil. Everyone's got threads.
Yeah.
Look, see? She plucks above her head, and you see a myriad of different colored threads leading from her head.
I play mine like a harp.
Oh
Just
god,
the part of the tapestry
Drake would
of
probably
life.
look like a rat's nest of like wire.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it'd be a tangle. No, we're all just threads in a tapestry of life.
So what do we have that could work?
I've given you the criteria. Make me an offer.
Well, I have that Owlman sword.
Is that really of great sentimental value to you? Do you use it often?
I use it to kill injured cold.
Celia looks suddenly very pale.
She shakes her head. I'm sorry, I don't think that one's gonna work.
Oh.
I have something.
The kid that you had with you, she had a camera. That could have worked.
She's
Ooh.
still outside. She's still outside. I was trying
Does she
to
still
talk
have
her
that? Can you convince her to give it up?
We were actually
got most
hoping
of
you
it.
could fix it for us. It kind of...
Yeah,
you're gonna
right,
have to talk
Roger.
to- You're gonna have to talk to a repairman. I could get a repairman for you, but I think it'd be easier just for you to find one in town.
It
Yeah, we
might
just have to
be
talk to
better
the
get a
observers, right?
supernatural repairman.
It's
For what?
fine. There's got to be like a dozen, right? I mean, there's a woman who specializes in making swords, for fuck's sake.
That reminds me, I need to pick mine up.
Yeah, probably.
What would Kaiko have that's occult and very sentimental value to her?
I don't know.
But I'm not in there yet.
It's got to be something you miss, and by you here, I don't just mean the character, but like the player. You know, you can't just be like, "Oh, this is the very special thing we've never mentioned until now, but my character loves it a lot." It's got to be something that we're like, it's sentimental.
Yeah, all Kaiko has is the Element Sword. Kaiko has nothing else that's like.
And that's a good
special.
weapon, but you're not like emotionally attached.
What
to
about... What about my smoke sword?
Yeah, that could work. Do you have it on you?
I'm getting it repaired at the moment.
Oh, Kaiko does have one thing that she's actually is sentimentally valued about.
Ooh, I have something.
She has the Alto Pogo eggshells from when they hatch.
Oh.
But are they potent? Are they extremely
know.
magical? Oh, okay, so you'd have to offer and see.
The Alto Pogos have their eggshells.
Well, I don't know how much that means to you, but I am going to say this. I could make a couple of nice hangover cures with those, but it's not
Aw.
super valuable as far as supernatural content goes. Now,
Ooh.
if you had like a pickled corpse, you could talk.
I have something.
Yeah.
Drake reaches into his pocket and pulls out the mask of El Coatl.
All of you
Drake?
feel extreme outrage that you would dare bring up a piece of your dear departed friend.
No.
Your dear, canonically killed off-screen friend El Coatl.
I'm mad.
Yeah, that'll work.
That's such a low-budget TV thing, too, dude. Oh, God damn it.
Hey, we needed a solution. It's what he would have wanted.
I need a moment.
And he does seem to keep showing up in her TV, so, I mean, why not?
He takes it. She goes into the back office and comes out with one of those novelty buttons that says stop. You know the kind that's like, it's about like, 3 by 3 inches, the big red button that says stop. It's made out of like, the kind of plastic that a children's toy would be made out of.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fucking easy button.
Yeah, it's like an easy button. It's exactly an easy button, but it says stop.
Fucking hell.
All right. It's got 5 charges. You can use it to stop a witching hour when you feel one occurring.
Okay.
Anything else? She says as she puts the mask of El Coatl on a bust in the back of the store.
Celia, do you still have a piece of that portrait?
Yeah. She reaches in between her teeth and pulls out a splinter.
I said you gotta be careful with splinters.
The Faust
You
looks
chomp
at
on
it,
wood.
and her face immediately twists up with disgust. She's like, oh, gross. Get that out. Get that out of here.
What? My
Okay,
mouth is
I got
clean.
you.
No, the picture. Ugh. Ugh! I do not want it in my shop. Ugh! Gross! Get that away!
Do you have any
Oh, it's still
like,
dripping.
suggestions
It's
on
still
how?
dripping. Ah!
Yeah. Do you have any ways, like ideas on like cleanser?
All right, seriously, if
Get
you don't
rid
get
of
that out of
something
my
like that.
shop, I am gonna take measures. And she pulls up a fucking flamethrower.
Celia,
Okay.
She started
I'll pass
wrapping
that
it on,
she opens the front door and flicks it out.
and Mephaus charges the door, points the flame extinguisher out the door, and fucking burns the picture. And the fire that comes out is very close to the hellfire on Kaiko.
Oh shit! Zoe, who's out there about to try to talk to Chuck, sees that happen.
Yeah, that happens like right as you were about to approach Chuck. The painting comes flying out the door, fire burns it, and when the fire clears, there is fucking nothing. There's not even ash left.
Is that supposed to be a flamethrower made of gray?
It looks like artificial.
Oh, honey, the Greys aren't the only ones who have access to this sort of tech.
Oh, that's concerning.
And Mephaus goes back to her shop. He's
Mephaus,
like, yeah, don't bring shit like that in here anymore. Just gross.
One moment. Celia bends over on the road and spits out a couple more splinters.
Oh God!
How much to purchase that?
No, I need this
more.
for when people bring
okay.
shit like that into my shop.
And then a corner of a Jesus jaw.
That shit. As long as it's outside, like she just wanted to make sure that shit would never come back in her shop again once you let it in.
I'm sure Miriam is just like face palming throughout this whole thing.
She's browsing through the little figurines.
The little pewter wizards.
Little tchotchkes.
Yep.
She's very firmly ignoring any of this shit.
Yeah, Mephaus is not selling her flamethrower. She needs that for when people bring weird shit into the shop or, try to take things without paying.
Oh, jeez.
Like any good, inexplicably omnipresent shopkeep, if you try to fuck with her, she will murder you.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah, and also don't go in the back because that probably leads to a god dimension.
Mm-hmm.
It will turn you into a skeleton.
Okay, we got the button thingamabob. What was the other thing we needed?
A way to stop a witching hour?
We already got something with Stop Evolution Hour. We need to figure out magical knowledge or someone with magical knowledge to destroy that big giant rune, because
Mephaus
I thought the implication.
Mephaus is going to try to find a wizard to contract that job out to you, but it's going to take her some time.
And time's what we don't have. And you said the Devil Dragon knew someone?
He knows
He's
about
friends
it.
with the witch.
Yeah, if we could possibly find her ghost, we could ask her, and the Devil Dragon did know her.
So all that's left, sort of, I guess, is Zoe's camera.
And picking up your sword.
Alright, so you give her the pieces of Zoe's camera.
No, I'm still outside. I've been waiting to talk to Chuck before I went inside.
Okay, you're outside. Chuck is there.
She's, goes up to him. There's some distance, but like in talking range. Chuck.
He's not talking.
Chuck, please. I'm sorry.
I need some space. And it's not like an angry thing, but he's like mood conveyed. Just a hurt. I need some space.
Oh. She slithers
At which
back.
point, Julie bursts the door open. It's like, "Hey, Zoe, do you want us to take care of the fucking camera or not?"
Her face is like puffy and bloodshot eyes, and just
Are you a snake or a person?
she's a snake. As much as that translates into a snake,
Okay,
And
you're looking
all of her body
angry,
language
but
is
also really cute in that because you're like a big fluffy
yeah.
camera pieces. Come on.
Deer in headlights. She drops the pieces of her camera that she's holding.
All right, thank
And
you. I'm gonna go fix this. You can
goes back into the bed of the truck.
go process. All right, have fun. And she goes back in. Got the camera pieces.
Oh yeah.
The camera pieces are plopped down on the counter. The Faust looks at them. Oh yeah, that's totaled all right. I mean, like, see here, she picks up a piece, and you see blood dripping out of it. Yeah, that's how you tell it's dead.
Oh.
Yeah, I can replace the camera if you have something to trade for it. I can't promise it'll work as well as this version did. Looks like someone did some modifications, but I'm sure you guys can just redo those, right?
Probably.
Would you take Walter Cronkite Beanie Babies?
Well, I did take those once, but then they kept reproducing, and I had to transplant their entire warehouse with another guy's. So, no. No is my answer to that.
Would you take a Megalodon tooth? By which I mean the tooth of someone whose nickname is Megalodon?
No, but if you had a tooth of an actual megalodon and not a fossil, but an actual enamel tooth, I'd trade that. Yeah.
Door opens. Zoe slithers in, carrying a mass of skin.
Oh, you've had some strange transformations, huh?
This is my first shed.
Oh, that's more than enough. All right. Yeah, now we're in business. Here, I'll get you 2 cameras for that. Or you want some gushers? I can get you a camera and some gushers.
I don't want gushers.
All right. Well,
I want
here.
my camera back.
All right, here's your camera. This is more than enough. Anything else you'd like to go with this? I can throw you in this furred trout.
Is it an actual furred trout?
It's an actual furred trout. She's pointing to a fish tank that has a furred trout swimming in it.
Hal's gonna
Kaiko perks up.
Hal's gonna touch Zoe on the shoulder and whisper something to her. I'm gonna actually DM you a thing.
Okay.
Ooh, secrets. Secretive secrets. The secret town.
I have to watch the stream later to see what it was.
I'm typing.
I know. I'm waiting. Oh. Okay. She goes up to Faust and whispers in her ear. I will message that you, TT. You that, TT.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hal's being secretive because he knows that she's,
Yeah.
might be embarrassed.
Ah. I think I've got a repair kit for one of those. And she gives you a box.
She takes the box. It takes the camera. The camera's not the same as the one she lost, right?
Mm-hmm. It's pre-upgrade.
Oh.
So it still can take pictures of the supernatural, but it's not as good as it used to be because it doesn't have the observers, added tweaks.
Aw. She looks
So
at
you're gonna
it
have to wait until
very-
you run into those fucking weirdos again before you can get the full
Yeah.
power you once had.
She looks at it really sad. Don't suppose you know how to get in contact with the observers?
Ugh, I wish they would stop getting in contact with me. And then they pop around about once a month, never on the same, day, but I'll be here eventually. No matter how much I wish they wouldn't.
If you see them, can you send them my way?
Yeah, sure, I can try.
Thank
Not
you.
100% certain they'll listen, but try.
Thank you, Mafaust.
She nods.
Been...
Well, thank you all. It was so nice seeing all of you. Miriam, are you sure you don't want anything for the road? Miriam flips Mafaust off and leaves the shop. Always with the sass.
Why do I get the impression that back in the old days, Mafaust was a sort of doting aunt figure?
Oh, definitely.
Aw. Zoe slithers out. Is Chuck still there?
Yep, Chuck's still there.
She eyes him for a second, but then goes into the back of the truck.
Hal,
Come here.
thanks Mafaust for everything, and goes, I know it's probably, I should probably ask Ma about her adventures, but it was like, did some shit happen?
Well, I wasn't quite there for it. I know that, she helped out a group of really nice kids, a lot like you and your friends, as they went out doing good things for people, like you and your friends do. And there was one really big important mission, and it was so important they forced her to stay home because she was too young. And after that, all of them quit except for one of them. That nice orange fellow. And I think one of them's not with us anymore, if you catch my drift. But I don't pry into those matters unless people are open up about it. I don't think it's my place. But the way I remember it, everyone was left pretty raw.
Well, I see. Well, if she wants to tell me about it, then she will then. Thank you,
For what it's
Mafaust.
worth, I think you all are a swell lot of kids. I'm real happy to see Miriam again. She was always, I imagine you don't think of her this way, but she was just the cutest little kid. Foulest mouth I've ever seen in a child. I had just the swear words that came out of her. Loved cussing.
That part didn't really change.
I bet it didn't.
I wonder why she got on me so much for my language, as he says as he walks through the door.
Hey guys, before we do anything else, do you mind if we pick up my sword?
Yeah,
No?
can go do that.
Miriam taps her fingers on the steering wheel. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the car though.
Oh.
What? Why?
I want to look after Chuck. I haven't got to talk to him much, so.
And I'll keep them company.
Okay.
I'll stay back too.
She starts driving to Susan Hanzo's before any of you tell her where to drive to.
I knew it.
Oh boy.
Was she part of the old gang?
I don't think that's the way you want to approach that subject.
No, I wouldn't.
Alright, you guys get to Susan Hanzo's apartment. You ring the bell, you go up, you pass the spooky door, one of the tendrils waves to you as you pass by.
Celia just rushes on ahead.
Zoe is like not separate, but lingering back. But
Julie stops like, hey, that thing's waving.
Drake comes in and tosses a gusher at it.
no,
Drake!
The thing grabs the gusher, and once again, the gusher is transmogrified into the dead corpse of a partial fruit hybrid child.
Drake! Just
Why?
We
Just
hadn't
eat them
seen
normally.
it. She needed to know.
yeah, how is Julia reacting?
You know that picture, that famous panel from One Punch Man when Boros reveals his true power, and Saitama's reaction is just, okay. That's Julie's reaction.
Okay.
She moves on with the rest of you.
when I turn back to human, do I shed again?
Yeah.
Okay, she's going to turn human again.
Oh, great. There's a big shed skin in there.
She's taking the skin.
Do you wanna drop in the tendril, see what happens?
No,
Do it. Do
no,
it.
no,
No, we'll get like a
I
very
need
monster.
this.
Oh man.
I need this. Oh god, Indracola goes back through my skin. Ugh. No, I need this.
Just roll that up like a sleeping bag and let's go.
Hey, no, she's behind all of you.
Alright.
She's like, doesn't want you all to see her shedding again.
Mhm.
You just look back and
If
suddenly
Agent Cold came back, I think he'd be very pissed at Kaiko.
yeah. Yeah, you would. If they look back, she's just suddenly human Zoe again, carrying a bundle that looks weirdly furry.
Alright. You all enter Susan Hanzo's abode, and she sits there. The fixed sword is on her couch. She's knitting. She sees you all enter. Points to the sword.
Celia rushes over, takes it. Thank you, Miss Hanzo.
No problem.
She takes the sword, unsheathes it, holds it, doesn't swing it. She's not that clueless. But she just grabs the hilt, looks over the blade.
Didn't it get upgraded?
It did.
Then
I'm
she just
gonna say the upgrade in this case is like +1 harm to what it already did.
okay.
And like full charges of use.
Okay. And she holds out her arm, holds the blade above her head. At last, my arm is complete again.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd, nice.
I've been waiting the entire ride to say that.
Miss Hanzo, I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to answer it or anything. Did you know my mother?
Who was your mother?
Miriam Davidson.
She drops her knitting.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Is Mary okay?
Yes, she's fine. I'm just curious.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I knew her when she was a kid.
The revelation on his face is an adult child learning about all the shit that their parents did when they were young, that they got in trouble for when they were young.
She's okay, right? Like she's not like
No,
she's not.
She's fine. Just
She doesn't have like nightmares or.
no. She just had a revelation today that I know about all of this crap.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, thanks. We're dealing with it fantastically. I'm pretty sure.
Zoe,
Really
what's
tempted to
the-
just go hug that door downstairs.
I mean, at least you were old enough to be an adult when you started doing this bullshit.
As the 17-year-old stands there.
Listen, Kaiko got roped into this when she was abducted by aliens, so
Yeah. But she didn't choose to really go into it until she was an adult. Before everybody leaves, Zoe wants to ask if she can turn the skin into a sword.
Yes? Why? Are you trying to kill whatever this thing comes from?
No. I'm just wondering if it would do anything different.
I mean, it'd make a really good sword for killing that thing, and I'm not sure what properties this furry creature has.
I'll take it if you're able to.
Alright. Alright, she's gonna make a Bane of Zoe sword.
What? To what
when
end?
Zoe turns evil. Gotcha.
I guess just to see what the fuck we can do with it.
Yeah, I mean, Zoe's
Zoe?
weird.
Zoe,
What?
I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. I just want to ask you.
No.
You're not thinking about.
No.
Okay, good.
I'm not gonna stab myself with a sword.
Okay. I just when you were really upset earlier, and it makes the voices in my head go away to ask this.
I'm not gonna stab myself, Celia.
Okay.
I'm gonna stab something else.
With yourself.
Don't say it like that, Drake.
No.
Oh, I can say it like this then. With
No.
yourself.
No. That's. Never mind. She doesn't want to say out where she can hear her that it's her skin because she's like, that'd be weird.
Don't trust anyone, not even yourself.
You doing okay, Zoe?
I've lost shit before.
Mm.
She's fiddling with her new camera and frowning at it.
I wonder what would happen if you used the pieces to make a sword.
I'm pretty sure Mafalth has them. Did she keep the pieces?
I mean, I think you left them at the shop because she told you they were essentially garbage.
Okay.
I mean, it was dead.
Fair.
That
Yeah.
camera was dead. You can tell it's dead because it's bleeding.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if I'd kept them, I could have asked what happened if those were mixed in, but it's too late for that now.
One day more.
It would be a Zoe's killing sword and a Sight killing sword. I kind of wish I kept those pieces now.
Yes, we need to find the pieces.
It's fine. I'll just have an anti-Zoe sword. How long does that take?
Couple hours.
So we should come back for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, come on, let's let her work.
Thank you, Matanzo.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Take
gonna.
care.
I guess that Mom wants to go and talk to Mr. Oren, which I was trying to prevent this entire afternoon. I don't want to watch a man die.
As you come
I
out,
do.
you see Miriam talking to Chuck at the window, and she's like, So there's 5 of you? Mm-hmm. And you haven't been able to get in touch with any of them? Nope. Well, we'll help you as best we can. You know, I can look at that machine you got, and Alright.
Chuck.
Hmm?
I know you probably don't want to hear from me right now, but she hands him the box. The file said this should help with your machine.
Puck takes it and he holds it close and says,
I traded my first shed for that and this.
he looks at it and he looks at you and he looks genuinely touched. Thank you.
I'm sorry I hesitate you.
And he puts up a palm and he's like, it's all right. Think I'm getting what a kid is now.
She makes a face, but she hugs him, you know, as best she can.
Aw.
All right, that's sweet.
And then she's gonna ride with Chuck if she can. I don't remember. Can we ride with Chuck when he turns into a car?
Probably not. I mean, I guess if you're a person, you could fit on his
Yeah,
race
she's a
car
person
form.
right now.
Yeah, you could fit on his race car for him. So yeah,
Sweet.
he'll make a little seat for you, and you can ride on Chuck
Aw.
while you guys are riding around.
Awesome.
She's
He's like,
trying
all right,
to
so what's the
drive.
plan? Are we waiting out the switching
Yeah.
hour or what?
What do we want to do, guys?
Probably either go back to either the wax museum or somewhere to figure out a game plan to go from there. As likewise, touch
Yeah,
bases with.
I like the idea of going to the wax museum. Miriam says.
Yes.
Is that a good idea?
Hell's face is just like, oh shit.
Maybe we'll see the observers there.
Keiko, you got your last paycheck, right?
All right, is that where you guys are heading?
Question: if the boss dies, does a manager become CEO?
No.
I think,
You just
you would technically become... I'm not sure you would inherit Orin Megoria's fortune, but you would inherit the business.
No, actually, the government would take the business and shut it down if they can't run it themselves. It's not Klingon rules.
Okay, I guess
right.
we're going to Wax Museum.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're riding to the death of Orin.
Yep. Isaac, do you have anything you want to say about all these fucking threads that you've been seeing on people? And why that's meaningful to you in ways that the others may not have gleaned yet?
I mean, no one's asked, but since that doesn't think anyone's gonna ask,
Oh yeah. Group text. In the group text. So what were those threads I saw the Faust grabbing earlier?
You didn't see that? You were outside!
Yes, you saw through the window!
No, you fucking didn't! It's
Then
threads!
Then Kaiko was like, "So what's with this thread? Was I another thing I'm being concealed from?"
Julie responds,
No.
weird archaic 60s lingo, but I got it at Goodwill.
What?
What's with the threads?
Oh.
It's 60s lingo for what's with your outfit.
Yeah.
so, you know how it's called the veil? It's not just a metaphor. It is, the barrier is actually a woven. Okay, think of reality and space-time as tapestry on a loom. It's all woven together, threads interacting. Each person is a thread. Everything has a thread. And Julie, that thing you have on your arm, if reality is a weave, that's the needle.
Oh, fuck.
when you turn to look at Julie and address her, and she holds up her arm to look at it, you suddenly notice something you hadn't before. The thread that's attached to Julie's arm isn't just like tied to it; it goes through her needles.
Yeah, that's
All
what
of
I was
them
afraid of.
upon closer inspection.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So, I guess this has been something I should have brought up a while ago. But before I moved to Melody, I was stationed in a place called Sanguine Luna. Decent place during the day when you're in town. Was fairly new to Spindle at the time. Had covered a few things, but something got awoken in the woods by people who were doing
I need
things
to
they
be
did
right.
not understand. Wait, what? Oh, but okay. Something got awoken there by people who weren't fully aware of what they were interfering with, and that thing did not like being contacted by something on our side. There was over 60 people in the compound when I went in to investigate, or there was supposed to be over 60 people when I went in. When dawn came, it was only me and one other survivor, and Kaiko, that was your sister. They called it the Weaver.
Kay stepped away, so I don't think he got that long
Oh
ago.
shit! God damn it! The whole point.
Okay, well, we'll summarize for him because he knows most of this context.
Okay, wait, here it is. I think this guy.
I had a
So-
potty emergency, so
Isaac
so-
just went over in character about how before he was stationed in Melody, he was stationed in Sanguine Luna by Spindle back when he was really new to the job, and he encountered a cult that had awakened something that did not like being contacted by people who didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and reacted very violently. And the entity was called the Weaver, and seems to be tied to these threads in a sense. And that in that same mission, he met Miss Wakefield.
Westfield.
Westfield, yeah.
Wait.
Fuck, what did I say?
What?
We were the only survivors when dawn came. She was investigating missing persons cases. The cult was harvesting.
What? Miss Davidson, you don't know if my sister was involved in any weird things like you were, right?
So you're asking Miriam?
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge. I know that when you went disappearing, she when you disappeared, she reacted pretty hard, but
Well, she's worked for the FBI dealing with missing people. That makes sense.
I remember her saying something about working for the feds.
But don't think she would have mentioned anything specifically like a cult.
Yeah, she wanted me not. It was a mutual understanding that she would report it as just a mass suicide situation.
Hold on, out of character.
Yeah.
I specifically said that everyone was under the knowledge that Kaiko's sister wasn't in knowledge of occult stuff. So I feel like I'm being.
Wait, she doesn't have knowledge of occult stuff?
to your guys' knowledge.
I remember that we did talk about the backstory of them both investigating a cult together. I don't remember us specifically saying. I guess it is possible. Like, I guess it is possible that situation could have happened without Isaac seeing her actually directly interact with anything explicitly supernatural. Because we did talk about how when that broke bad, a lot of the shit going on was cultists going crazy and killing each other.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah. So it would make sense that Kaiko's sister, to Isaac's knowledge, would be aware that there was a very dangerous cult of the Weaver, and that Isaac could bring up that, you know, she knows something of that, which I think is basically what we've been saying. But
Okay.
yeah, we can hammer home that, like, as far as Kaiko and Isaac are aware, Kaiko's sister is not explicitly aware of the supernatural.
Yeah, that's what I was.
To be fair to everyone involved in this, we've been doing subterfuge of this particular plot line, and it's involved me being a back and forth between people. So it's possible some details got fuzzy.
Yeah.
And also, it's been months since we worked on this shit.
Yeah,
so let's not get like angry about it.
Yeah, last time we talked about this was fucking August, not August, September.
No, just to summarize for everyone who hasn't been involved in that note chain, you know, the Weaver is an entity that Isaac investigated in one of his first Spindle cases, and it was real bad. And Kaiko's sister was there under FBI work, and they were able to part with Isaac not really sure how much she was aware of the whole situation, which is why Spindle didn't bring her in for questioning.
And her likewise him.
Yeah.
Guys?
Yeah?
I need to go get Lily now.
All right.
So we're going to call it, since CT is good about earlier, we're going to call it here, or we're going to do an intermission?
Oh, we should call it here.
Yeah.
All right. So, exposition of the Weaver. We're on our way to Oran's with Miriam. I got to jot that note down real quick, and then I'll do an outro for us. Okay. All right. You return to that lovely field in the clearing, in the ruins, with the clergyman for they who shall become sitting there with their newly converted rock giant. The clergyman stands there waiting patiently, and soon another clergyman appears out of the woods, and another, until 10 have gathered around the circle.
Oh.
And as they all join the clergyman in the center, they say with their many mouths, "We have become." Well, that's fun.
Indeed.
Well,